Southeast Georgia and the Lowcountry. This is WJCL 22 Morning News. See us now.
Right now on WJCL 22 Morning News, concerns around the globe of a possible invasion as tensions peak between Russia and the Ukraine. The new guidance for American families this morning. In just hours, the trial against 3 former Minneapolis police officers set to get underway. They're facing charges in connection with the death of George Floyd, what prosecutors are set to argue today. Plus, Omicron peak. This morning, we're looking at what's next and how doctors say we could learn to live with COVID. And big changes could be coming to South Carolina's roads and bridges. What Governor Henry McMaster will get done if he has his way. Good morning to you. Here's a live look from Old Town Bluffton. It is going to be a super Monday here in Southeast Georgia and the South Carolina Lowcountry. Thanks so much for starting your day with WJCL 22 News. Good morning. I'm Frank Stolkowski. He is meteorologist Jonathan Myers. And Jonathan, we've had a little bit of everything over the past week. Are things going to kind of stabilize here as we get the work week started?
Well, at least as we start the week out, Frank, but those cold temperatures are going to remain in the forecast throughout the work week all the way into Friday, even for the upcoming weekend as well. But Frank said a super Monday start. Yeah, a little chilly outside as we start the day off, actually on the cold side for many of us. And you can see those temperatures as we look at the forecast as we go throughout the daytime. You notice right around 60 degrees there later today, and most of us will top things off this afternoon up into the probably that low 60s, upper 50s, low 60s throughout a good part of the daytime hours for today. So here's that forecast for you that I'll show you. Sunglasses needed today. After the start this morning, most of us, lots of frost out there, low 30s, 53 at lunchtime, 60 at 3 today. You notice all that sunshine with some high clouds a little later today. Clear as we start the day off, and that forecast will show you, we'll see maybe a few showers around by tomorrow. Not a whole lot of rain for Tuesday, but a little better chances for some showers by the end of the weekend. Like I said at the top of the show, more cold weather is on the way, and I'll track that out for you in the certified most accurate forecast in less than 10 minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Jonathan. We want to take another look down at the roadways in Hinesville. This is Veterans Parkway. As you can see, there is some kind of accident involving a couple semi-trucks. Doesn't appear to be too serious, but we can tell you that traffic is backing up there on Veterans Parkway and being diverted at that intersection with Highway 84. So if you're headed out the door this morning, please be mindful of that happening on the roadways. Well, right now, officials around the world worried about the impending invasion as tensions peak between Russia and Ukraine. Right now, the State Department now ordering family members of government employees at U.S. Embassy to leave that country. ABC's M. Nguyen tracking this developing story for us.
Good morning. The State Department is urging Americans not to travel to the region while calling on American citizens in Ukraine to register with the embassy and get out on a commercial flight, warning military action by Russia could come at any time.
This morning, the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine on high alert. The State Department now ordering diplomats' families to leave the region while authorizing non-essential staffers to depart. The latest sign that American officials believe Russia could soon invade Ukraine. Secretary of State Antony Blinken reaffirming U.S. support for the Ukrainian government.
If a single additional Russian force goes into Ukraine in an aggressive way, as I said, that would trigger a swift, a severe, and a united response from us and from Europe.
ABC News confirming the Biden administration is now considering sending more troops to the region. It would be on top of severe financial and trade sanctions against Russia, including the possible restriction of Russia's access to U.S. technology. In California this weekend, the U.S. military shipping out additional supplies to Ukraine, following the administration's approval of $200 million in defensive security assistance. This comes as Russia has massed at least 100,000 troops near its border with Ukraine, prompting a bipartisan call for immediate action.
The U.S. says there would be serious consequences after a new British intelligence report accused Russia of plotting to install a pro-Russian leader in Ukraine. Russia is dismissing the comments as disinformation. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Well, all new this morning, the federal trial for the 3 former Minneapolis police officers charged with violating George Floyd's civil rights set to begin today. Now, All three have pleaded not guilty in that case today. Prosecutors with the U.S. Attorney's Office expected to take a total of 30 to 40 minutes presenting their opening statements. Of course, former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin has been convicted of murder in this case. Some reports say he may take the stand during the trial. Well, this morning on Good Morning America, Alex Perez will bring us live updates from outside the Minneapolis courtroom. You can catch GMA right after our morning news coming up at 7 o'clock. Also happening today, opening arguments set to begin in the federal criminal trial of celebrity lawyer Michael Avenatti. He's accused of stealing $300,000 from Stormy Daniels in connection with her book deal. Avenatti denies that claim. Both Daniels and Avenatti became household names back in 2018 for their lawsuits against former President Donald Trump. And today, jury selection set to begin in Sarah Palin's defamation lawsuit against the New York Times. The former Alaska governor sued the Times back in 2017 for an editorial the Times recently admitted was inaccurate. A federal appeals court revived the case after the paper corrected the error and apologized for it. Well, all new this morning, there's growing evidence the Omicron wave of COVID-19 is on its way down. Our Aixa Diaz in Washington with the latest message from doctors.
Parts of the U.S. are past the Omicron peak, and the rest of the country could get there in the next couple of weeks. The highly contagious Omicron variant has raged across the country and hit hospitals hard, putting extra stress on a system already strained. The most vulnerable, the unvaccinated. Recent studies show boosters provide the best protection against Omicron and will help us finally get this virus under control.
Control means you're not eliminating it, you're not eradicating it, but it gets down to such a low level that it's essentially integrated into the general respiratory infections that we have learned to live with.
Pediatric cases are still high. Many children remain unvaccinated, including those under 5 who are still not eligible for the shot. In Washington, I'm Aixa Diaz.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says we could see a vaccine for kids under 5 sometime in the next month, but other doctors say that may be too hopeful of a time frame. Right now, Pfizer is testing a 3-dose regimen for young kids. Well, happening this week, South Carolina state senators are set to hear from the public on a bill that would ban all abortions in the Palmetto State. The Senate Medical Affairs Subcommittee is set to meet Wednesday. The bill states life begins at fertilization, and if passed, doctors who perform abortions would be charged. The only exceptions would be if a mother's life is in danger or if an egg is fertilized outside of the womb. Well, South Carolina roadways could see new improvements if Governor Henry McMaster's $1 million request is approved by state lawmakers. Taggart Howe from our sister station up in Greenville lays out the big improvements we could see across the Palmetto State.
South Carolina roadways could see new improvements if Governor Henry McMaster's request meets the approval of lawmakers.
There was no infrastructure more in need of big, bold, and transformative one-time investment than our state's roads, bridges, highways, and interstates.
His vision for infrastructure this year includes $1.26 billion, $600 million in federal funds, and $600 million from surplus revenue.
Our booming economy and rapid population growth have outpaced the state's ability to keep up with improvements to our transportation infrastructure. We see it every day.
Governor McMaster said the funding will help SCDOT replace more than 400 bridges, repave and resurface roads, and accelerate the state and completion of some of the highest priority projects, including lane widening on I-85. The Democratic response talked about investing in infrastructure even after federal money is spent.
Let's work together to address our state's critical need for infrastructure repair. Nothing illustrates a broken political system more than crumbling infrastructure.